We both here, standing on business with no fear. I mean that. It's the ring champs when the smoke clears.
Oh, Akram and Barak have been amazing. It's always great talking to them, catching up. They know they're boxing.
Clapback Thursdays. How you come on a Thursday? You gotta give us a clap or two.
Can't do it, brother.
What's up, my brother?
What's up, man? You good?
Yeah,
What's up, brother?
good. I'm here. Welcome to Ring Champs.
What's up, man? I'm good. Where we sit?
What up, Fight Fam? It's your boy Ak.
And I'm Barak, the boxing bully.
Another one. It's the Ring Champs, and we have a special guest. We've been trying to get him for a long time. He's a living legend, Oscar De La Hoya.
What's up, my man?
Going the boy.
Can we get one clap? Can we get clap back?
First off, speaking of Clapback, whose idea was Clapback Thursdays?
It was my honeys, Holly and myself. We were just, it was like I think it was Thursday, like a Thursday afternoon, and we're like, man, boxing is like lame. There's no news, there's no like, and so Holly was like, well, why don't we do something that, you can give news and the facts and and whoever claps at you, like make it your little platform so you can clap back.
Right.
I'm like, okay, all right, wait, I got a few people.
Yeah.
Let me start with Canelo.
Yes.
And so it just took off from there, man. So, but I have a good writer.
When did you realize it became a thing, though? People were checking for it, and it started to, like, move the needle.
I swear, wherever I go, it's like, they don't ask you about my career or who's fighting next or where's Clapback, man? We need it. I don't do it for a week or two, and people are like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You see the comments.
Right.
The comments people send me are like, man, I can't live without Clapback, this and that. I'm like, all right.
Nah, it's
Has
crazy.
any networks ever approached you or anybody
Man, we've
for
had
business
everybody.
concerning that?
We've had everybody approach us.
Really?
I'm gonna keep it raw and real, and
Well, your editors are good. Like, when you chop
Yeah,
that
we
up
got
and you
good
show it.
editors, yeah.
And I think Canelo might be on all your Clapback Thursdays. He's in there somewhere on
Look,
everyone.
I'll explain. Me and Canelo, I promoted him for
Right, of course.
12 years.
Right.
Started his career.
You always say you made Canelo.
Yeah, we did. I mean, we orchestrated his career and everything.
You had
It's like-
all the fighters at one time. You had
Yeah, we had all the
Deontay Wilder, you
fighters.
had all-
Yeah, we had all those guys. So we orchestrated all their careers. But so we always have a plan for every single fighter, ever since Canelo was able to fight in the States at 18 years old, we signed him, promoted him, made his career, and there's a point where fighters just become ungrateful, and it's pretty sad. It's like you do everything for them, you give your sweat, tears, and and it's like, and then they slap you in the back. It's like it's pretty interesting.
I'm saying on his side, there has to be something legit in his mind and his heart that you did. Did he ever come to you and tell
nothing.
you, well, this is what you did? I'll say, I'm sick of you doing this.
There's nothing. He can't say anything. There's nothing. Please tell me what I did, so I won't make the same mistake.
Right. The one thing that is brought up often is the Floyd fight, right? But you were going through your own battles and you couldn't be there. But,
okay.
Right? I mean, that's what I've heard.
Interesting. Yeah.
So you felt like you made up for that, for not showing up for the biggest fight of his career?
No. I mean, look. Actually, I'm gonna give you the exclusive now.
Okay, let's do it.
There were certain people. So look, I was going through some turmoil back in the day, and it's no secret. I mean, rehab and this and that, but not because something was wrong with me, because it was planted from certain people in higher power positions. Okay, so.
I don't know what you're saying.
Well, let's just keep it that way.
So something was planted on you?
Oh no, it wasn't planted on me. It was all orchestrated.
Okay. Okay.
Back in the day, I was married, this and that, and one day I get home at 10 o'clock, a little tipsy, whatever. You're going to rehab, and then there's people, lawyers, and this and that, driving me to rehab that same night. It was just, it's a long story.
Right.
But it happened to be that week of Mayweather, which was orchestrated by certain people who had certain interests in that big fight. Yeah, it was crazy. I was in there for like a week, and I'm telling myself, what the fuck am I doing here?
Right.
I don't have a fucking problem. Like, what's going on?
At that time, so you're saying you didn't have a drug problem?
No, hell no, I don't. No, I don't.
So at that time, do you feel like, looking back at that time, do you feel like you wasn't really in control of your own life? giving those people the influence that they have over you?
No, what it was, look, a businessman hires people to run your business, right?
Of course.
You hire a CEO,
CEO, yeah.
you hire a COO, you hire whoever you have to hire to run your business because I have bigger fish to fry. I'm cooking all the time, right? So you have people running your business. When those people are not honest with you, when those people you find out they're doing shit behind your back, then all hell breaks loose. That's exactly what happened.
So the rumor is that you almost was losing control of your company and people were bringing you papers to sign and then you caught it like, wait a minute, this doesn't look right. I need to regain control of my damn company.
That's a good.
That you were almost about to sign your company away and you kind of had an epiphany.
I caught it,
a
man.
Lawyer caught it and you said, wait a minute. And you started cleaning house.
Golden Boy was almost
Sold.
and closing shop. Yeah, almost. It was a signature away. But something, man, I don't know what it is, an angel, my mother, whoever, I don't know what it is that's looking down at me, man. I caught it, just like that.
You yourself?
I was in rehab. I caught it. I said, I just woke up. I got them papers. I was like, no, this is not happening. I'm not selling my company. I love boxing. Come on now. I actually escaped from rehab because I even told myself that, what am I doing here?
Was Golden Boy gonna be
you left
eventually?
without them knowing?
So hold on, Golden Boy. If you would have signed that paper, was Al Haney gonna be the owner of Golden Boy? Is that what was being organized? No, you don't know.
I have
who.
no details on.
Got it. But you're happy it didn't happen. Obviously.
That's my baby.
You've done so much since then.
Golden Boy's my baby. I love boxing, man. I've built Golden Boy from the start. Yeah. We used to fold out seats in a ballroom hotel at the Hilton, doing our first show, no TV. I wanted to learn the ropes right from the start, and we built it into an empire. We promoted everybody. Nobody's gonna take it away from me.
I remember you had an HBO Latino Golden Boy card in New York City.
Exactly.
My
How I
brother fought
started?
the main event and beat your guy,
Is that
Ivan
right?
Baye. I remember that.
Yes. Yes. So Golden Boy started after I fought Fernando Vargas.
Okay.
And my body was just tore up after I won. And I thought to myself, man, what am I gonna do after boxing? So I said, you know what? Why don't you start a promotion company? Why don't you start, there's life after boxing. Why don't you start a business? So I named it Golden Boy Promotions, and the rest is history. So nobody's gonna take it away.
I want to get back to the rehab thing. So you're saying you left the rehab on your own without them
I
knowing,
bailed, yeah.
snuck out of
It
rehab.
was like 1 a.m. in the morning, bailed out, yeah. Picture myself with my clothes, pajamas, this and that, running out of rehab.
But I always thought that you said, okay, yeah, it's common knowledge. I had a drug problem or whatever, and I got past that now.
Never had a problem. I found out I never had a problem. Everybody thought I had a problem. I never had a problem.
So
What do you mean by that? You found out you never had a problem?
Oh yeah. Well, when people are constantly telling you, you gotta go get help, you gotta go do this, especially people that are super close to you and that are smart, they know how to manipulate. And I'm not in a good place at the time, I'm not in a good. I'm like, there's a little fog in my brain, and so you believe it. When they're constantly just telling you you believe it. So when you're in rehab, you have all the time in the world to think. And so I thought, you know what, man, this is all BS.
But socially using
BS.
drugs is not good either. I never did drugs, so I don't know what it's like. But I know people who socially use drugs, and they're thinking that they're okay.
Oh, it's not good at all. What are you doing?
I just want to make sure you wasn't saying
eating
that.
unhealthy is not good. There's a lot of things that are bad for you, But I never had a drug problem, not even a drinking problem. Look at me. I mean, come on.
So what? Tell me about the conversation after the Floyd Canelo fight with you and him, right? Like, did you say, did you apologize for not making a fight?
Yeah.
Was he upset? Because you guys fought many times
No,
after
I
that.
actually called Canelo in rehab, and I told him, sorry, I'm in
I can't make
here.
the fight.
I can't make it. And he
What
was
was
like,
his
oh,
response?
no, he was like, oh, I understand, and and we're gonna win, and and
That was it. And after that, you guys were cool, because there weren't issues for a while after that.
No, there weren't issues. That's why I can't
When did it start?
pinpoint. I think it might be jealousy, It could be jealousy because I remember every time I go into a room where he's at, all the attention turns over to me, and I'm not being,
Right, yeah. People, a lot
sarcastic
of
or
people
anything,
got love
but
for you. Right.
yeah, they got a lot of love. So it's like there must be some kind of jealousy there, or so the
Like he
attention
wants
taken.
most of the attention. He
Yeah,
wants all the
so
attention.
it's like that's all I can think about. I mean, because we're straight shooters. Everything we do in boxing, that's why I've been a promoter for 20 plus years, because we're straight shooters, man. We do, because I'm a fighter myself, so I know what it's like to get cheated. I know what it's like to have promoters, promise you this and that. No.
There was no
Golden Boy
money
is
issues
different.
with Canelo.
Zero whatsoever.
Well, we're gonna have Canelo on probably one day. He's gonna give us a different side, probably.
I hope so, because I need the answer.
Right.
I'm trying to figure it out. I need the answer.
But the normal Oscar, you used to be so politically correct, like trying not to argue, trying not to say. What switched that? We're like, nah, that's
I
it.
don't give a shit
Oh, that's it.
Bro, I don't give a shit.
When did that happen?
11 world titles, a gold medal. You think I give a shit?
Right.
Come on.
I
I
think
have the right to do whatever I want. I've put in the work. Right. I was a fighter since I was 5 years old. Yeah. I'm still in the game as a top promoter.
Yes.
I can do whatever I want.
What's going on, world? It's your boy Aki. Got some great matchups coming your way. So join in on all the action with our partners at DraftKings. We're talking about the self-proclaimed GOAT against Lanny Daniels. She's defending her heavyweight crown, and she's fighting a woman that is excited to be there. She is thrilled about the opportunity, but that's not enough for her. She actually wants to upset the apple cart here and give Claressa Shields her first loss. That's a tough task, a lot to ask for. So I'm not sure if she has enough, but I will tell you this. When this fight starts from the first round, it's going to be a war, and Claressa is just too fast, too skilled, too experienced for Daniels to be able to deal with that. But who knows? This is boxing, the theater of the unexpected. I can't wait for this one. I promise y'all, this is one you don't want to miss. So make sure you go check out all the DraftKings has to offer. But don't forget, use the promo code ATSFights. The crown is yours. With so many different ways to play, DraftKings has something for every sports fan. Stay in on the action all night long and check out what DraftKings has to offer via the app or the website. But make sure you use the promo code ATSFights. Level up your fight night experience. I think the HBO documentary series that you had kind of was a turning point because you put it all out there, whatever people were complaining about. Sure. Now they can't use that against you.
Oh, yeah.
And then since then, to Barak's point, it's been, I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
about anything.
no. Well, look, you think about the golden boy image, okay? And this is how it started. When I was 17 years old, fighting for my life in Barcelona for a gold medal for my mother, okay? Yeah. Which, that story is not true. I never promised my dying mother that I would win a gold medal for her. It was fabricated by the media. But I went along with it because I was this shy kid, saying yes to everybody. And, I didn't have a leg to stand on, I didn't have a voice. And so I'm the golden boy, and yes, sir, yes, ma'am. And it stuck with me. It might have been the biggest freaking lie of all time. That was not me. This is me now.
And you lived with that for so many years, like knowing it was a lie. Did that haunt you?
Eating me inside every single day. Imagine that. And then still fighting, waking up at 4 a.m. to go run and then win world titles.
Right. So you feel free now.
Oh my gosh, I am free.
We just had Eddie Hearn on recently, and he says he's the best promoter in the world. But he did say, I think me and Oscar are the two best promoters in the world. Yeah. We know you and him have a love and hate relationship. Yeah. I don't know.
We're good now. We're good now.
Now we're good. Maybe next week, maybe not so much.
Clapback kind of put him in his place. So.
Oh, really? You think that's what it was?
Guy.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. There's another big figure in the world of boxing right now that it seems like you're also at some days odds with, and that's with Turki. Al-Ashik, it's actually only because you said something about Canelo and Bud's fight is starting in a day, and then he said Oscar's making that up. Talk to me about that. What was that whole thing about?
No, so I read somewhere that the fight was taking place during the day.
Okay.
So I think I repeated it on Clapback, or I mentioned it on Clapback. Right. Yeah. That was it.
That was
but
it.
no, me and Turkey are cool.
Yeah, 'cause you guys work
he's
together.
he's doing great things for boxing. What he's doing is bringing more visibility to the sport, mainstream media and all that. And so it's great for the sport, man. I love I will die for boxing.
You think boxing needed somebody like him?
I think boxing has always had people come in with a lot of money and try to change the sport and saying that they're the savior and this and that. But look, what Turki Al-Sheikh is doing, he has passion. Right. That's the difference with all the other businessmen that have come in with a lot of money and try to change everything. I think the fact that Turki has the passion for the sport, he might be onto something.
He's a real fight fan.
He's a fight fan. He loves, he bought Ring magazine from me.
Right.
That's how much he loves the sport. So imagine that.
Right.
Imagine that. I think that what Turki Al-Sheikh is doing is just, it's good. It can't be bad. Right. It's great for boxing. I think that making those big matchups, giving the fighters a platform, an opportunity, making the tough fights happen, because he's throwing money at him. I think it's a great thing.
Before you guys, developed a rapport, you were kind of had this energy like, man, nobody's coming into this sport to change it. So what was your biggest misconception of him after, like, having a real conversation with him? What were you surprised about?
I think there was no misconception. I think it was, sitting down and talking to him and knowing the passion he has for boxing, it's actually pretty admirable. Mm-hmm. I like that. I like that boxing is in great hands with me, Eddie, and Turki.
He's also working with Dana White. You and Dana White are not cool. You say some crazy things about each other. What if, because of his allegiance with Dana White, you guys gonna have to work together one day?
With Dana?
Yes.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Can that happen?
So
hold on, can that happen on your side?
Look, I'm a businessman, right? First.
Yes.
My emotions and this and that. If it's gonna do business, then I gotta be smart and be the bigger guy, right? But I can't see me and Dana work together. I just cannot see it. I mean,
but you would do it if you had to for business purposes.
Well, for purposes of making huge fights happen, I'm all for it. It's okay. But look, I'm focusing on Golden Boy. Right. I have my lane. I'm staying in my lane. I'm doing my business. I'm producing champions and fighters and, these prospects, just building them. And all these other events that we do with, like, Turki Al-Sheikh and Riyadh season, it's just, man, it's like icing on the cake. It's amazing for the sport.
How do you feel about TKO and Dana White's partnership to create this
TKO?
league?
TKO?
Wow, Oscar, come on. The more the merrier, I thought.
Well, if somebody has an agenda, okay, that's gonna keep me away from the sport that I dearly love, then there's gonna be some trouble.
No, what do you mean by that, though?
Yeah, I mean,
well, if TKO has a supposed league, everybody's gonna be under that umbrella.
I'm gonna have you outside of that. That's what you're saying.
I mean,
no promoter.
I'll still do my thing. I can still do my thing with Golden Boy, but I feel that boxing is a fractured business, right? It's so fragmented. You have promoters everywhere, all over the world. Who knows? They might start TKO and try to take over the world. Right. But guess what? A little promoter from Chihuahua, Mexico, will discover the next Canelo.
Right.
And that is not under the umbrella. So boxing, it's almost impossible to control and bring under one umbrella. That's why I say to myself, look, just stick to your business, stick to your lane, just stay in your lane, and just.
So you feel like? Do you feel like they can have a successful business in TKO and everybody can coexist and be successful?
I don't know how that would work. I really do not know how that would work. So I mean, look, there's always going to be different networks coming into boxing. There's always going to be competition. There's always going to be promoters. And Eddie, you think Eddie Hearn is going to lay down and take it?
Well, that's exactly what he said, that us promoters aren't going to lay down, and just give up.
Of course. Look, I think we we must sit down and the powers to be, you know, have to come up with a solution where everybody wins, where everybody, you know, has that one common goal, and that goal is to make boxing great again.
And I think that's what, not knowing him personally, but I think that's what Turkey wants. And maybe because Dana was able to build UFC, Nick Connor's a very smart man. Maybe they feel like they can, you know, they have good intentions on developing a good business.
Of course, hey, all good, but me and Dana don't get along, so that's a big problem.
That's a big problem.
Let's talk about Canelo Alvarez, right? Obviously, he has a big fight against Terrence Crawford, who's coming up in weight.
Yeah.
But I keep telling people that Canelo is small for 168. It's not like he's a big 168 pounder. So the size difference isn't that much, in my opinion, right? I mean, I know he's been there longer, right? But Bud is slightly taller than him, longer arms than him.
Sure.
Do you feel that Terrence has a shot in beating Canelo Alvarez?
That's the $1 million question, because I'm a historian. I love boxing. I love watching it. I love studying it. I know it inside out. When I watched Terrence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkis Gamboa, who's a natural 30-pounder, that to me is going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo, who's a natural, super middleweight, maybe?
But that was so
not that high.
But you know, he fought at what, 190? Canelo?
175.
175? Okay. So he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters.
Yeah.
He's not getting rattled at all.
Nah.
Berlanga's a big kid.
Yeah.
So it makes me think, I mean, how is Crawford going to keep him away for 12 rounds? Canelo's going to come at him hard. Right. But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork, which Canelo cannot handle. And we know that for a fact. It happened with Bivol, it happened with Mayweather, who schooled him left and right with no problem. And Canelo was way stronger than Mayweather. So there's
Don't you
a lot
think
of...
Canelo's a better fighter than he was then, today?
A better fight? Yeah, a little better. Yeah, his footwork is still the same. He's flat-footed. He's very heavy on his feet. But you saw his last fight with Skull. Mm-hmm. He couldn't touch Skull. I mean, he was a runner. He was a Cuban runner, but he couldn't touch Skull.
Ever.
It was incredible. No. It was amazing. It was just like the fight with Lara. He couldn't touch Lara. So there's a reason why fighters think that if they move a little against Canelo, they have boxing abilities against Canelo, they might beat him. And I'm pretty sure Crawford is thinking, wow.
But Terrence is a different type of fighter. He's not just a mover. He's going to mix it up.
Oh, yeah.
And to his credit, that was early in his career. Maybe 135 wasn't a good weight. Maybe he could absorb more punches because he's been hit. He was hit by Majimov. He was hit by Spence. He didn't get hurt then. So maybe he has a tougher chin.
And not just that, Gamboa was the fastest guy alive. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he didn't see that shot. But Canelo got hit by Matthew Hatton, and he got rocked, but he was 19. So as they've gotten older,
Cotto,
no one's really been able to, but he didn't wobble them. So no one's really been able to hurt neither one of them recently.
Yeah.
So, but I think Cotto, obviously Canelo has the power to hurt anyone. You know,
I mean, power's a lot.
Guy.
In this game, means a lot. If you can't keep your guy off you, or you don't know how because it's too much pressure, I'm not saying Crawford is going to fold, but a lot of fighters, you know, they can't handle the pressure. And the one thing about Crawford is that he knows how to handle the pressure. He's a savvy boxer, you know, and he doesn't run, and he has that heart. He's a dog. He has that heart. You want to fight me? I'm going to fight you. But he's smart. So it's going to be interesting.
You say that fighters have to, you have to give him something to keep him off you, right? Like, make him honest. Yeah. Have you ever faced a fighter where you felt his power and you was like, wait a minute, I can't just walk in here that easily? Who's that?
Yeah, probably Vargas, Corte.
Oh, Corte.
When I fought Corte, I was like, holy smack. I was thinking to during that fight, man, I want this fight to end so I can freaking go and have a drink afterwards and let's go have some fun.
Yeah, I'm done with this.
12 rounds, I couldn't walk through him. It was a long night for me. I mean, let's put it that way.
I have news. Sorry to interrupt you. Edgar Berlanga sent you a nice message. So it looks like he's trying to patch things up.
Stop.
Really?
Wait,
What did he say?
Holly,
What did he say?
come around.
Wait,
here.
what?
Come on. Holly, please come around. Come around.
He wrote Good Stuff Brothers. I don't know if you thought it was all a joke, but anyhow, he's off the Clapback now. He's trying to make
He don't want you.
He don't want Clapback.
He don't want Clapback.
He doesn't want to smoke.
That's just rumors in real time.
Look. One thing about me today, if you're gonna clap at me, if you're gonna say something about me, first of all, what is there to say about? Like I've been cool with everybody, all my life. If you're
Except
gonna
Floyd.
say, if you're gonna say, but even with Floyd, I mean, we've been.
You've said
it's-
some good things about
Yeah,
Floyd.
we've been even that. It's a show, this, that. You know, I mean,
Except Canelo.
uh,
That's the only
well,
one that.
yeah,
That's the-
yeah.
that's the
You're
only
right.
one.
You're right. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. You're right.
Is there ever room to mend that relationship?
I
Or do
hope
you even
so. I hope so. I mean, I don't really care, but I hope so eventually. You know, I mean, who knows? One day he'll grow up and, you know.
I mean, there's something to say about those years you guys spent together, right?
Yeah, they were good years. They
we've
were good
watched
years.
Canelo's career grow, and most of it,
Yeah,
was
absolutely.
around you.
And he's spoken really good about you.
Yeah,
He really looked up to
and
you.
I always spoke
Really respected
great
you.
about him. So yeah, I don't know where it went wrong. I know it wasn't from me. I'm sure maybe it was whispers in his ears, because that happens a lot in boxing. You know.
We'll definitely find out.
Yeah,
So
hopefully.
Ryan Garcia recently had a bad night in New York, but do you have faith that he's gonna bounce back and be better than before?
I hope so. I hope so because I really do feel for him. I really do. I've given him advice. I discovered him. You know, I brought him in to really, you know, help him with his career and give him advice outside the ring as well. You know, and yeah, I really do hope he gets help and he really sticks with it because he's got talent. He can be somebody and do something in the sport, but he has to get right.
I know you're always talking about somebody being in somebody's ear. Do you think that's something that's in his life as well, the wrong people in his ears?
Absolutely. It always have. Look, us fighters are very accessible. We're not like NBA players. We're not like baseball players where we're so, guarded and, you know, by people and outsiders and this and that. Us fighters, we listen to anybody.
Right.
You know, and who knows, he has a barber talking in his ear, man, you should leave De La Hoya, this, that. Like, it's pretty sad. But look, I think Ryan Garcia, yeah, if he gets better physically, first with his hand, but most importantly, mentally, he's a beast.
Where's the rant? Where did this recent rant come from? Ryan Garcia on social media attacking you.
Man,
You're a liar, this and that. What is he talking about?
I was promoting the Jake Paul card fight
Chavez Jr.
with Chavez Jr. because I had 6 fighters on that card, including Kid Austin, right? Who had that
Well, we're gonna
tremendous
get into that.
win against Tevin Farmer.
I couldn't believe that.
So I post, oh, we have a new star, da-da-da. And all of a sudden, Holly tells me, did you just see what Ryan posted? Fuck Golden Boy. I'm like, no.
This
my
was
God.
right after you.
That was right after. I was like, oh man, he's got to be on the good one.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was. You think it stems from you just shedding some light on Kid Austin
That's-
and what he did? That's it. And you're a promoter. You're supposed to promote.
So
all your
I got to
fighters.
promote my guys. I got to promote, you know, the stars we're bringing up. You know, it's just mind-boggling to me.
Have you spoken to Ryan since the social media rant?
No.
No.
I wrote something where I wished him, you know, I hope he really gets help
some
and
help.
this and that. Just I was trying
Anybody
to be nice,
on the
you know?
Golden? Eric? Anybody speak to him?
No, we speak to his people, his
Lupe?
lawyer, but I mean, again, you know, Ryan has, you know, people representing him that are whispering again in his ear.
How many more fights does he have with Golden Boy?
A few.
A few more?
A few.
Is it years or number of fights?
Years.
Years?
Yeah.
You know, your Clapback Thursdays become so big, right? But has there ever been anybody that responded in a way that had you or Holly like, oh, that was really good, that was funny?
That's responded to my clapbacks?
Yeah.
Man, we get, it's literally millions of responses, man. It's crazy.
No, but the person.
I'm
that you
talking about
attacked-
like one of the
that I
guys
attack.
you go
No,
at.
because it's the facts. See, the one thing about Clapback is that it's bulletproof. We do our research. Holly's like, you know, typing in like this, that, and we do our research up and down.
So nobody gives you competition.
You can't. There's no way. It's just the facts.
If the zone came to you and said, We give you $20 million. We need this once a month
Once
on
a
our
month is
platform.
light. Well, he does it once a week.
No, but he said he wants to keep it raw. I'm saying if they came and
money
said to give you
talks, bro.
$20 million
Yeah.
for signing Clapback, would you sign?
No.
Get out of here.
That's the one thing that I get the most joy out of, man.
You don't want to
Oh
control.
my gosh, yeah.
Hey, you're a writer.
Yeah, she works for free.
So it's really not you. It's really
It's not
Holly.
me. I just deliver it well. That's it. Yeah.
Look,
Good deliverer.
You talked about staying in your lane with Golden Boy. Obviously, you mentioned Kid Austin, Floyd Schofield.
Yeah.
Surprising, phenomenal performance
Yeah.
against who I thought would give him fits, Tevin Farmer,
yeah.
right? And obviously went 24 rounds
Yeah.
with
With
Cepeda
Cepeda, yeah.
in 2 close fights. So nobody expected this, not even you.
Yeah. I didn't expect Kid Austin to knock him out, that fast. I did expect Kid Austin to maybe out hustle him, and he's younger
Yeah, he's
and
young, athletic.
Yeah, but he didn't have the experience. So that's the one thing I was worried about with
Right.
Tevin, because Tevin Farmer, he's
Been in there.
Absolutely.
man, he's a machine.
crafty,
yeah,
too.
he's crafty.
Fights a
He's
lot.
confident.
He
and
didn't
he's
let
a
him get
nice
confident.
kid, man. He's a nice
kid.
kid. I was moved and touched by Kid Austin afterwards in the interview,
Yes,
saying,
me too.
"Man, I love you, man. Thank you." He was crying, because Kid Austin's a good kid.
Yeah.
But what he did to him, Kid Austin, was amazing. It was incredible. So now you have to put Kid Austin in the mix with anybody. I don't care. See, look, one thing about me as a promoter, you want to hold your horse back, you know?
right.
You want to hold them back. You're not
Until the
ready,
right
you're not
time.
ready, you're not ready. And when you have Kid Austin's dad telling us, man, put him in with anybody, you got to hold him back a little. But now,
Now you
that he
let
knocked
loose?
out, now that he knocked out Tevin Farmer, let's go. Let's get the winner of Cepeda, Shakur. Why not?
Speaking of Kid Austin's father, how do you feel about, Kid is more soft-spoken. He doesn't, he's not braggadocious. His father has all the bravado. Do you like that dynamic? Because we've had a few, we got Bill Haney, Devin Haney. So are you encouraging him to be more outspoken?
I think he should just be himself. Be a little more outspoken. But I think I like this character.
Right.
I like who he is as a human being. He's polite. But he's a beast in the ring.
Yeah.
If you can back it up,
In the ring. You don't have
say
to talk
nothing
much.
outside the ring. You don't talk much, but you just perform. I mean, everybody in the arena, man, you should have seen them. I mean, a star is born. If you do that, no need to talk.
I mean, he was sad for hurting his friend,
Crazy.
Tevin Farmer. That right there.
That there alone
that
is
was
like, man, you
beautiful.
just want to root for him for the rest of his life.
absolutely.
It's true. It's true. I think he has a lot of talent. He surprised me that day. And you said a star was born.
Yeah.
So you genuinely feel that he is that guy that can beat the Devins, the Shakurs of the world, the Teofimos of the world. You think he has that type of
I
talent?
think he can break away from the pack
Really?
and really become a star. Because there's champions and there's, popular fighters, but stars, there's not too many. I think Kid Austin can become a star.
Like you. You was a star.
Absolutely.
He said,
Yeah, without the gold medals.
Absolutely. So what about Vergil Ortiz? Where is he at right now?
Yeah, good conversations we had with DAZN and with Eddie Hearn, because he represents Boots.
Yep.
It would be interesting if we can make that fight happen.
Have you been trying to make that happen?
Yeah,
Boots
and we
Ortiz.
just got to figure out the economics and got to figure out, the weight class and this and that. I mean, obviously it'll be at 154, but the timing of it has to be right. And we've just been, chipping away.
It can't
You
be
just
hard
said-
with Vergil, because we recently had Vergil on, and Vergil would tell you, man, I don't care about, not that he doesn't care about money. He said, I just want to fight anybody. I'm not complaining too much about money. You give me a couple of dollars, I'm going to fight. So it can't be that hard to get his purse.
No, it's not impossible. And that's what I love about Vergil and his whole team, is that they're willing to fight anybody. Obviously, the purse has to be negotiated, it has to be right for everybody. It has to be fair, obviously, for the fighter especially. But one thing about Vergil is that if the other guy has to take the lion's share, Vergil will do it because he wants to fight.
Right.
And that's why people love him.
But you said earlier, as a promoter, you want to hold your guy back. Is that a guy, Boots? Is Boots a guy that you would hold Vergil back from right now?
No.
Okay.
No. Let's make the fight. Let's do it.
No,
Come
I
on.
mean, Vergil is
Why
way
wait?
past that.
Why wait, brother? Why
I
wait?
want to hear him say
Yeah,
it. I wanna
why
hear him
wait?
say it.
Let's go. I mean, look, fighting Madrimov, fighting Boychek, was it?
Yeah, Boychek.
Fighting all those guys. I mean, those are tough sons of guns, man.
Yeah.
And what's another one? Let's go.
When you
You're in
saw
the fighting business. Let's fight. Let's go.
Boots' last two performances, I mean, look, he unified the division at 147. What was your take on that performance? And did you feel confident in the matchup against Ortiz?
I felt confidence. I don't know if it was his last performance or it might have been where Boots looked a little vulnerable.
Probably the one
where he
before
was
that.
getting hit before that, yeah. And Boots had mentioned, or Eddie had mentioned, yeah, let's make the fight.
Right.
So I was, as a promoter I was calling them out and let's make the fight and let's do this. So then they changed their mind. They didn't want to fight Vergil. And I understand, if Boots wants to have a tune-up fight at 154, then he has every right to test the waters, But if we can get that past us, that tune-up fight, let's go straight to the Vergil fight at 154. Let's go this year or maybe first quarter of next year.
And would Turkey be involved in that fight? I mean,
Well, it's a fight that is being discussed amongst
the ring.
Me as a promoter and Eddie Hearn, who's Boots' promoter. So,
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if he wants to, sponsor it or something.
I
mean,
And he wants that fight.
Me and Eddie as promoters, we are talking.
Well, that's good to know because we had Eddie on a few weeks ago. We dropped that episode, and he said, you guys weren't friends, obviously, talking about each other, and then Turkey brought you in the room together. And he said, kind of like was it a little argument happened? You went back and forth before y'all came to some kind of agreement? How did that go?
It didn't
I want
happen.
to hear it from
didn't
you.
happen like that. No,
Oh, okay. So I want to hear. Please,
What
tell me
happened?
about it.
What happened was, Clapback is a motherfucker. All right. When you tell the truth, man, it's like it humbles you, right? So I found out that Eddie, he's a good guy. He's harmless, and I for a second thought that Eddie was out to get me and this and that. He's my enemy and he,
You almost are
rival
gonna fight each
promoter.
other.
Yeah, rival promoter and this and that. And let's fight and 5-on-5. But then I find out he's a pussycat. He's a good guy. Let's work together. Let's make fights happen. Ever since, man, we work great together.
So there was no moment where you guys were kind of going at it in front of Turki Alashek?
No, in front of him, no. No, not in front of Turkey. No.
So
not
can
at all.
you comfortably say now that Eddie is a good promoter? Because at one point you said he doesn't know how to promote in America. Has he learned to promote in America?
It's happening.
It's happening.
It's happening. It's happening.
We getting there. We getting there.
Are you still the number one promoter in this country?
Of course. Look, I mean, it's proven. It's just proven. I mean, look at the history. From making Deontay Wilder a world champion from zero. From Sean Porter and Broner and Spence and the Charlo brothers
Andy
and
Garcia.
Come on, I mean, it's like
Keith Thurman.
you can't forget history. So yeah, we have our our
You guys are good.
dagger, cemented in the history book. So I think that it's great that Eddie has the same passion, as myself, and I have to include Turki Alashik. He loves boxing, and somebody who loves boxing and wants to do good for the sport and make it grow. Yeah, I'm all good for it.
You got to accept them. You mentioned you were at Jake Paul Chavez Jr. Obviously, it's been news that Chavez was detained by ICE, and then now I last read an article saying that he didn't show up to court and his lawyer doesn't even know where he is. Do you know anything about what's going on with Chavez Jr.?
You know what? I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I hope he's okay.
Right.
I hope he's okay. I'm sure he's had some trouble in the past, but I hope he's okay. I think that, one thing about that Jake Paul fight with Chavez Jr., Chavez Jr., he better stay close to his loved ones, to his family or to his father, because imagine he lost to Jake Paul. Imagine all the crap that people are talking about him. Or imagine in Mexico, you lost against a YouTuber or this and that. Like, people are probably shaming him or they're, talking bad about him. I feel for him. I really
yeah, I
do,
can
man.
imagine.
I hope he really, hangs on to somebody really tight and is okay because, this. I mean, social media can be a.
It can kill you. You know, can we stop? Can we stop calling Jake Paul a YouTuber?
Oh,
right?
you have to.
He's a fighter.
You have to. Yeah. Look, I think even myself in the beginning,
Right.
when I think it was his first fight, I criticized him like, oh, come on, this guy, he has no skills. But he's probably the hardest worker out there today. And I'm talking about comparing him to world champions. His work ethic,
That's crazy.
man, we should bow down to him and look up to him because his work ethic is incredible.
Wow.
He wants to become a world champion and he's gonna do it regardless what people say, how he does it, who he fights. Like, he's doing it right.
How do you
This
feel
guy
about
only
him
has
being
11
ranked
fights.
now? He's ranked now. What sanction of body, Barak?
WBA.
WBA.
How do you feel about him being ranked?
15, is it?
14.
14, 15? I haven't studied the rankings, but, I'm sure a lot of people gave him, criticized it and this and that.
Seemed
Look,
like it's too high.
could
after
be. Maybe I
Chavez
would have.
Jr.
I would have
fight.
put him top 20. I think that would have been fair. Top 20.
But you got to consider what he's bringing to the sport, right?
Yeah, you got to consider everything. Look, what he's bringing to the sport, the eyeballs, the money, what he's doing for women's boxing. What he's doing.
Yeah, but that's how. I mean, that has something to do with how we feel about him overall.
sure.
But we talk about rankings; they don't consider that.
Of course.
Rankings only considered who you beat and your
Well,
performance.
they
and how you
obviously
win.
did consider that because he's ranked 14th.
But think about this. He just beat an ex-world champion.
Right.
So that's got to mean something.
It does. So you should be ranked. But the question is, how high?
What number? Yeah.
That's-
I don't have a problem
I
with
would
it.
say. I would say what's fair. Yeah, top 20. That's fair. And there's no rush. He's doing it his way.
Right.
He's Sinatra right now, man. He's doing it his way.
And look, obviously Zurdo had a big win in a war.
Yeah.
Right? Is that fight realistic against Jake Paul and Zurdo Ramirez?
It's realistic. Yeah. I think a Badu Jack is realistic as well.
Wow.
I mean, if you take a look at what Jake Paul is doing and how he's orchestrating his career, he's picking and choosing the right time, the right moment, the right fighter to strike, Whether it's Chavez not fighting for 2 years and having a little ring rust, but he's still Chavez, he still beat him.
Right.
Whether it's Badu Jack, who's a little older, he still has the goods, but he's a little older. He's not, Zurdo, who's, maybe a little slow.
Right.
From Jake Paul's mouth, Zurdo's,
slow.
slow. He's too slow. That's what he says. So Jake Paul, what I like about him is that he's very calculated with his career. He's very serious. He takes this game, I mean, this is life or death for him. This is his career. Everything is on the line. So he's the hardest worker in town. I'm telling you, I love what he's doing.
Do you think Jake could beat a Badu Jack? I don't care if Badu Jack is 40 years old, but 3-division champ, toughest guy, works hard.
I'm gonna call it right here and right now. I think Jake Paul becomes world champion within 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Within 2 years. I don't know how many fights that would be in this.
Right.
Okay.
But within 2 years, I believe Jake will be a world champion.
Wow. What if Opatai has all the belts by that time?
I mean, Jesus,
I don't want to put Jake in that
Jai
type of fight.
Opatai has all the belts.
I thought you liked Jake. What's wrong with you,
Jeez,
bro?
I mean, that's
I'm
a
just
tough.
asking an honest
Yeah.
He
question.
said
yeah.
he's strategic.
He's very
He
strategic.
should be
Not
man.
strategic.
suicidal.
He's only been in the game.
Like, what's wrong with you, bro?
That's hilarious. He only been in the game 5 years. He should be strategic.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So,
Yeah.
I
Just started boxing.
look, I call me crazy, but I think 2 years.
He'll get
2
a
years.
strap.
So you know what? I'm glad you're saying that, Oscar, because oftentimes I catch myself on social media defending Jake and saying, yo, he's not a YouTuber, he's a fighter. He just so happened to start about 5-6 years ago, right? And he was already famous, and that's why you guys have a problem with him, but respect him as a fighter. So you being a legend that you are, can you tell the people that he should be respected as a fighter?
Yeah, he has to be respected because look, what he's doing for boxing, the eyeballs that he's attracting, man, every fighter, I bet you that every fighter, because of Jake Paul, every fighter is now getting little kids coming up to them.
Right.
Oh, you're a fighter. Oh man, do you know Jake Paul? This and that. So that becomes very attractive. Right. It's like you're bringing in the new generation, the next generation. I mean, it's crazy. Like you can tell Holly, like you know, I used to get the grandmothers and the tias, you know, and then, hey, give me your autograph. Now we're getting little kids who are like, oh yeah, oh by the way, do you know Jake Paul?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's my buddy, man. You
Yeah.
know, so it's actually pretty cool. I have to respect it, and as a promoter, you know, you see the vision.
Right.
You see the vision. What he's trying to do. He's trying to make boxing great again, just like we all are.
And in the mix of that, he'll have these Mike Tyson type of fights. So will you dust the gloves off and the shoes to fight Jake Paul if it presented itself?
No, never
you
will.
won't do it.
No, I'm good. I'm
You're
good.
good. You're
yeah,
done.
I'm good, brother. I'm good. I tried doing that one time with making a comeback with some UFC fighter way back in the day. Thank God I got COVID. The week of the fight.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Everything
Yeah,
got
yeah,
canceled the week of the fight. I was really bad, but when they replaced me with Holyfield, and that guy knocked out Vitor Belfort, and he knocked out Holyfield, I was watching it like, holy shit, that could have been me.
No, Oscar.
Hey,
that wasn't
the
gonna
little
be
angel,
you.
man. The
That
little
wasn't
angel.
gonna be you.
Yeah. You don't want to mess up that.
Holyfield was 58 years old at the time, man. No.
Yeah, with solid 220. I was 165. I mean, come on, he would have.
Listen, Canelo Alvarez, right, is still the face of one of the faces of boxing, no question about it, right? In an ideal world, would you like to have a fighter and be across the ring from him and beat him in a fight with one of your fighters? Like, is that like a
Yeah,
ideal scenario for you?
it's a promoter's dream, you know, to promote a fighter and then beat the face of boxing. It's passing of the torch. You know, that's obviously the way you create stars, and we don't have fighters right now that can challenge Canelo or the same weight class. But yeah, I would be a happy camper if that would ever happen.
Now, Ryan Garcia, right? He's a big, right? He's a welterweight now, right?
Yeah.
Big, tall guy, taller than Canelo. I remember a while back, people were whispering like when he was beefing with Canelo, like maybe the student will fight the teacher one day, like a movie type of story, right? You think that's possible? Because how big Ryan is and young.
Yeah, you know, I thought it was possible maybe 6, 7 years ago.
Right.
I thought it was possible because the way I was promoting Ryan and the way he was coming up, and he's a big kid, like you said. But I don't think it's possible now. I think with, you know, what's taking place with Ryan, and look, I want Ryan to get good. I really do. Aside from boxing, aside from being a promoter, aside from, you know, I just want him to get good because, you know, he's human.
Right.
You know, we can, you know, this is boxing, man. We're getting pummeled on, we're getting hit on, our brains being rattled up in the ring. Anything can happen. So I want him to be good, you know, physically and mentally.
Let's say he does come back good mentally. What's your plan for him now? A rematch with Rolly, or what do you think is the best next move?
Yeah, well, we've actually discussed it internally, and I have not yet discussed opponents.
Okay.
And when I first want him to get good with his hand, and mentally also get good. So whenever that takes place, then we can talk. Because if we talk now, and he's in this space, it's not, you're not thinking correctly. You're not all there, you're foggy. I want him to be good and think about his career, think about what he really wants to do, what he wants to do, not what his manager wants to do, not what other people want him to do, what he wants to do. And right now, I don't think he's in a place where he can make that decision.
We just had Devin Haney on, and he said that watching the fight against Rolly, he said he saw a lot of money slipping away. Like they were already signed for a lot of money.
Sure.
Well, how much money was that? What was Ryan gonna make against Devin Haney?
It was a good purse.
I'm the pocket watcher here.
It was a good purse. It was a good purse.
Was it more than 20 million?
Yeah. Wow. It was a good amount.
So you saw money slipping away too as a promoter.
I mean, yeah.
You know what? That's a great question. I don't want to watch nobody's pockets, but I know that as a promoter, you lose a lot of money promoting fighters. And then you probably only make money off of a couple of fighters.
Yeah. See, I think
how's that lifestyle for you?
Yeah, you have to be you have to be smart, man. You have to be smart because you're gonna lose a lot of battles. You're gonna maybe win one war, but all those battles you're losing, I mean, they put a dent in you, man.
You need those big fights to recoup.
Look, what people don't understand is that, you know, people talk about, promoters making this and that, and maybe the crooks.
Right.
maybe the Don Kings that back in the day with Tyson and would make half the purse or this and that. But being a promoter is, man, it's such a tough gig.
So
it is such a tough.
What is that like to you when you done put so much money into somebody, they didn't make you any money yet, and then they leave?
I used to take it so personal, and it's heartbreaking, you know, when you help somebody out, when you build their career. But now I know that it's not the individual fighter, it's the whispers. It's the whispers. And now it's like, okay, I'm gonna treat it like a business. Boxing to me is a love and a passion and a sport that I dearly, dearly respect. But there's also a business side of it that it's not pretty.
Right.
And you have to be careful, and you have to know how to maneuver it, you know? You have to know how to, you know, drive the car and not get off your lane. Just stay in your lane, believe in yourself, do your work, build fighters. Some are gonna leave you, some are gonna stick with you forever. The ones that do, hey, thank you. The ones that don't, I wish them luck. But it's a tough business.
You know, I asked you years ago, what fighter that wasn't on Golden Boy would you love to promote? And you said Errol Spence back then.
Yeah.
Right now.
Which I did promote.
Right. But I remember that's when he was on the Al Heyman side, and it was and you said I would love to have him like officially with Golden Boy, right? Who's that today for you?
Who's that today? Let's see. Man. Wow. Teofimo Lopez.
Teofimo Lopez.
Really?
Man, I love the kid.
So you
Teofimo Lopez. Yeah. He's a showman, but he can fight.
He can fight.
I think he's the only one. If you think about the ring card we did here in Times Square, he was the only one that showed up. You know, in terms of like giving people a show, and in terms of like, you know, on stage and making it a circus, whatever, you know, bringing attention, eyeballs to the sport. He was the only one working it. I love that.
So after his, you know, if he's done with Top Rank, you'll be interested in signing him to Golden Boy.
Oh, if he has no contract, I would love to promote him. I think he's a special fighter.
How do you think he does against, let's say, the Shakur Stevenson, Tank Davis?
You know what I would do as his promoter? If I was his promoter and he had no contract, I would do a rematch with him and Kambosos. Yeah, I would do it, you know, and avenge that.
At what weight class? Because
any weight class that Kambosos wants it at. I think.
But even after Kambosos' last loss against Hitchens was bad.
See, this is the brilliance of what I do. Everybody talks about, well, Kambosos beat you, and everybody's about the and this and that. Okay, well, go avenge it.
Avenge it. Get that psychological out of
It's over.
Good point.
That's it, and you move on, and guess what? You're as good as your last fight. So once you beat Kambosos, you're on top of the world again. So yeah, I'm hoping Teofimo watches this, and we can sit down and talk once your contract is over.
Good. Maybe we'll be the reason why Golden Boy and Teofimo.
You're not asking for a cut, are you?
Of course we are.
Just 0.2%.
When we ask you
Matter of fact, I'm gonna call Teo after this. Now,
which one of your fighters do you not want? No, I'm just kidding.
Yo, who do you want to drop? He's like a few of them.
I love all of them.
Too many.
I love all of them.
Do you have one regret, Oscar, as a promoter, like one mistake, one fighter you didn't sign, a deal that you shouldn't have made in your career?
I think. Look, I never regret my life. I never, whatever, if it's good or bad or ups and downs. But the one thing that I kind of like, you know, tell myself, man, you should have stood up for yourself, is taking control of my life. Instead of letting other people control me, taking control of my life.
But you've done that now. Total control.
Nobody can touch me.
Can I get one prediction before you leave of a fight, a potential fight, and it's Shakur Stevenson against Gervonta Davis?
Yeah.
I know Shakur is fighting your guy, but
Nice.
who wins that fight?
Man, that's a good one. I think they're different styles, obviously. I think Shakur is more, you know, fights on his back foot, fights tall, throws 1-2 punches. I think Tank Davis takes more risk, you know. He goes forward a little more. I think he has more power. I'm gonna pick Tank
To beat Shakur.
by brutal knockout, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait. What's up with you and Berlanga, right? At one point, you were gonna sign Edgar Berlanga. I remember seeing the pictures on social media, the meeting.
I'm sure glad I did it.
Yeah, Wow. He went to Matchroom and Eddie Hearn and did what he did. But you guys been throwing so many shots at each other. He threatened to smack you. What's the beef between y'all?
He's a kid. That's it. That's it. And I'm a promoter. And I'm gonna live it up, and I'm gonna keep talking, and I'm gonna promote, and I'm gonna bring eyeballs to the sport. Look, I'm telling you, this press conference here today was lame. But once Berlanga and myself went at it, man, the room lit up like, I mean, it caught fire. I'm not surprised if this thing sells out on Saturday night and DAZN gets like viewerships up the yin-yang.
Yeah.
Just because of that. That's the art of promoting.
So you probably was gonna do an Edgar Berlanga clapback Thursday, but because Holly just said that he something nice or whatever, do you think you're gonna exclude him?
I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna let it marinate a bit, you know, over a little glass of wine later on, and then I'm gonna let it marinate.
I'm gonna say something negative about you because I want to make your clapback Thursdays and get some of your. I want to get some of your followers.
You don't want that smoke.
I don't know.
You don't want that
you
smoke.
really ready for that?
No, it's been a pleasure, Oscar.
Thank you, brother.
My God.
Oscar De La
My
Hoya.
God.
You got it, yo.
Thank you, bro. It's a nice suit, man.
Thank you, brother.
Holly got you looking
Yeah,
good.
man, she turned it around. What the fuck is it? God damn it. What's up, brother? So great. I was ready for Berlanga. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Stupid.